Half it like him, and hello, it's Fo, and welcome back to Turbine City. Last time we'd made it up to the 200k mark. We moved a few of our unique factories to try and get them working more efficiently and set them up with new industrial areas. We're working on the farming area over here last time when we ran out of time. Just going to get it connected up a little bit better. We can get some of the smaller buildings along this back road. We need to get in a flour mill and a few of the processing buildings to get in animal produce. So we'll get a flour mill. I think we only need one. Might need a second one, but we can come back and get that in a later stage. We'll just pop in one for just now. And then we can use the cattle shed or the milking parlour. They both produce the animal products that we need. So we'll go with the milking parlours to start off with. We'll get a few down here. We can also go with the slaughterhouse. Get a couple of these in. For storage, we've got grain silos. Even a large one is still quite small, so get a bunch of these in. Hopefully stay on top of the storage needs. Large barns as well for storage. So we'll get these two things in combination. Try and fill in any little gaps we've got. Along this road we can maybe get more barracks in. That'll help us make sure we've got enough workers. I think it does count towards your residential. It does count for places for people to live. The people who are working. These are not going to line up. Get the ones across the road moved in a second. So yeah, we want to keep on top of the crop fields when we're adding in extra, animal produce stuff. We're going to need to try and stay on top of it. Get a few more small animal pastures in. Maybe separate this area out a little bit further. Get another road in. That might do us for just now. We'll run these roads underneath the rails. Try and get these two areas connected. This is the way we're going to be working when it comes to zoning. We have to run the residential and commercial sort of up this side, I think. So we'll get a few more roads in to separate out the areas. We'll need to give our new industry area some services as well. We'll go ahead and start off with fire stations. We can give one fire station to each different area. We will need to put in the forestry area at some point as well. Because we can paint the trees in, we've got sort of free rein to put it wherever we like. Get a hospital in. We could also get up some elder care and childcare. We haven't done that for a while. Maybe along here where there's a border between these two areas. Maybe get some commercial along this road as well. Reinforce that barrier between our sort of normal housing and commercial and this big open sort of farming area. Go with a second KFC maybe. Suitable, being right next to the farms. Be another customer for our farming area. Maybe go with another aqua park as well, since we're in the parks menu. Help entertain these people who live here. It's a nice size, the aqua park, so much like the large park that we've been using in the first half of the build. Sort of slots in nice and easy, and it has quite a decent radius of effect. Can't believe we spent all our money. We spent nearly an entire episode's worth on pause, so get the game running again finally. Build up some cash. And then we can get some more roads popped in. Ah, we didn't give them any water. Of course we didn't give them any water pipes. What a disaster. What we'll do is we'll pop in a cash generator. That'll give us 50,000. That should be enough to extend the water pipes over just to get this area covered. We're almost there. Just got one more pipe to pop in to cover this last little bit. And if you're efficient with the water pipes, it's not too much of a financial burden. Not quite got enough. Let it run another couple of seconds. Get those water pipes finished off. Then we can just go in and try and discreetly place some underground power cables. Get everything connected up without getting in the way of where we're going to put things in the future. We're still generating plenty of power. Don't need to worry about that for a little while at least. Let's these guys up and running. Let them go for a bit, see how they get on. And get rid of this. Well, we've only lost 3 students, that's not too bad. See how we're getting on over in the Dean Boy Institute. Well, not much change in either place, so no news is good news at least. It's not getting any worse. We'll get rid of our cash generator because we're making plenty of money. It's just for that moment where we're caught short. That's what it should be for. Yeah, we'll leave these guys for a bit. Just to let these industry guys settle in. Start generating stuff. Also need to wait for our demand to go back up for our residential and commercial. Then we can get back in and do some more zoning. Work our way sort of up towards the rail line. Get some more houses in. These industry guys probably want police coverage and trash coverage. That's the things they always seem to complain about. So we'll give them their own incinerator each and their own little police station each as well. The main buildings always seem to complain about it, so get them in nice and close. Over here we can probably fit a bigger one. Yeah, perfect. Gets everyone covered. Demand's back up to a decent degree. So we'll zone in a bunch here. Give them a bit of room. Then they can all come in. Hopefully take us up to the sort of 210, 215 mark. We've got plenty of space to work with here. Again, we want to keep our distance to some degree away from this unique building, so we'll go with commercial. Soon check if people are getting sick, we'll know that they're too close to something noisy. There's definitely no residential close enough to be getting actually polluted by the industrial. It's not going to be an issue. So we've got our barriers sort of set up. Just fill in this middle bit. That's our sort of new neighbourhood created. Try and get our forestry area done. Again, I'm going to try and keep it small. Just sort of covering the existing patch of trees that we've got going on here. We can always use the resource painter to pop in more trees afterwards. It's not an issue. Get the main building in. The barracks are much larger than any of the other ones. So we'll extend the area out a little bit more. The barracks and the processing buildings and things like that don't need to be directly on top of the resource, so don't need to worry about that yet. We mainly need paper, so we'll get in a couple of processing plants that make paper. Now we can get a couple of different types of tree field in. We've got a sapling field, we get a couple of them in, and a couple of the larger normal tree fields. Try and generate enough resources to keep these plants running and making paper constantly. See how we get on with just a few just now. We'll get them connected up with power so they can get running. Our unique factories are still not getting enough animal produce, so we'll try and add a few more things in. Another animal pasture or two. A couple of the processing buildings. Maybe get another slaughterhouse in. Of course, we'll probably have to come back and add more crop fields, because then all these beasts will start eating all the crops. Not making enough metals either, so we'll have a quick look at the ore. Pop in another production plant. Ore grinding mill, that makes metals. It's quite small, so we can get a few of these in along the main road. We'll just keep tweaking it and adding things little by little, trying to get all these unique factories working. It should be easier to get it right because we're having to produce fewer things. So we can get all the unique factories working all at the same time, even if it only lasts a couple of minutes. I'll be quite happy. Oil industry, I've moved a couple of extra pumps across, because mainly the icons are saying that they're not getting enough natural resources. We'll see how it goes. And it gets to the point that some of them are saying they don't have enough natural resources, but then the pumps are saying they don't have any customers. That's the point it all starts falling apart, so try moving things around. The left-hand traffic, if I can set the pumps on the left of the processing factories, you'd like to think they should just be able to drive one from one to the other. We'll make sure we've got both types of production for metals and paper. So we'll use both kinds of the processing factories. I don't know if it helps any, but it certainly can't hurt. Now that we've got the extra processing in, we can get some more resources in. We'll double up on our sapling fields and get 4 along here. And we can maybe have some more of the large fields going further along this road. Get a couple in at least. Maybe got enough space there for a road. Get them covered with water. Yeah, we're running short of crops almost immediately to feed all these beasts. We still need to bear in mind that we want to have an excess of crops, so we can send some directly to our unique factories. So we'll get this entire area sort of filled in with fruit fields, alternative to just your basic crop fields. If we need to feed the beasts, we can feed them well. Let them eat fruit, I say. We're still not making enough paper, I don't know why. We've got paper going to the warehouse. Maybe try moving the warehouse closer. Again, I don't know if that'll do any good, but don't think it can hurt. Maybe if we set up more warehouses, that might be a way to go. Getting some more crop fields. Try and get all these animals happy. Maybe need to get in more storage or move the slaughterhouses and milking parlours around a little bit. We'll get a road in here just because we can. Gives us more space. Can maybe add in some more trees, get the area extended out. Give us more room for some more fields. We've still got a little bit of trees in our zone, so get a couple popped in. We can paint some more trees in. We'll get it nice and densely covered. Make sure these guys are happy that they've got enough natural resources. Maybe do a little bit over here as well, just in case we need to use this area. Should be enough. We'll get this road finished off where we ran out of money. Hasn't taken long for us to get back up into the millions. So we'll get this area extended out. Definitely don't need any more area for our ore industry. Seems fine as it is, so we'll steal a little bit of their space. We've got the perfect gap here to fit in a few more fields. And we've got the other side of the road, the main road, if we want to put in a few more processing plants. Again, we'll get some more fields in here. Still not quite met the need to have all our animal pastures working properly. We can fit a few more in along this road since they're just the right size. And we can leave them for a bit, see how they get on. Get in this commercial now to help create this barrier. Get this little area tidied up. Again, we want to have lots of zoned farming industry, like specialised industry squares, for one of our unlocks for our unique buildings. So we're going to have the majority of that space going to be industrial across the road. We'll probably want this barrier all the way along. I'm going to add in a couple more warehouses, just small ones, just to see if that can help get us in more paper and more metals, sort of increase the demand. Can maybe get a cargo rail station in at some point as well. Well, not much has changed again in our academic report. One day we'll level up, we'll get those buildings. Traffic flow's doing much better. It's probably just temporary until this areas get super busy again. The area around our milking parlour seems pretty busy. Yeah, as long as we're above 60%, I don't think it's a problem. Somewhere between 70 and 80 is acceptable. Certainly in my eyes. Could get traffic manager in later on down the line. Spend an episode tweaking little parts of the city, the roundabouts, etc. See if we can get the number up. Now that we've got our barrier in, I'm quite confident that we can have the slightly noisier things on the edge of our farming industry. Get a couple more animal pastures and try and fit in a few more small fruit fields to help feed them. We're up to 5 stars, so we must be doing something right. I think we definitely want to get a station in somewhere along here. Maybe start with just like a normal train station to start off with. because the line runs right the way through the middle of all our industrial stuff, we can have an industrial cargo station wherever we want. I think we have roads either side of the rail. It'll give us our choice of which side we want to put the station on. It's coming together. Our demand's getting back up, so we weren't too far ahead of ourselves by unlocking those tiles. We would have needed them to get more space and to put in more housing eventually. This little square here, we'll try and fill it with a few services. It's a nice little square in amongst a bunch of housing, so try and put in a few healthcare and lifestyle buildings. Trying to arrange them nice and neat. Oh, that's going to fit beautifully. Get a library in here as well, that fits really nicely. These sort of squares filled with public service buildings, that's the sort of thing that I'm used to here. The way things were arranged, you'll have a lot of housing, and then right in the middle maybe a sort of small shopping centre and all the services all right next to each other. I think this is going to have to be commercial pretty much all the way up to the train line. I don't think we can fit much more housing along here, especially being close to the industrial as well. On this side, we can maybe put residential running up to the school, but the medium road closer to the train line, we're definitely going to have commercial. We'll get a couple of small roads in. More room for some more low density stuff. It's a little awkward because the roads don't line up. Maybe go for something a bit different here. Maybe if we come halfway, then we can maybe have the road run down the back of the school. Something a bit different for us. So we'll get some housing in where we can. Like I say, where there's not that much room, getting close up to the railway and the noise pollution. Even that might be too close. Yeah, we'll run commercial along both sides of this road. That'll create an appropriate barrier for us. That's this area almost entirely filled out. That should be enough zoned for them to meet the demand. Now that we've got services and everything nearby for them, I think I can just let them go. Let it run for a bit. Let all these guys come in. Money's back on top. Our population is still coming in strong. So everything seems to be fine. The work that we've done relocating the industries is hopefully going to pay off and work in unique factories. I think we've done alright. Still work to be done. Pretty much done for the day, we're running out of time again. Come back in the next episode and pick up where we left off. Get the train station in for these guys. And maybe another unique building or something. Whenever I put in the station, I like to put in something nice, an attraction, a reason for them to stop there. So we'll come back next time, carry on. Till then, take it easy, stay safe. I'll see you in the next one.